The Pact, a poem. We met in the glow of a new autumn light. Two girls in a dorm room on a cool college night. Emily Carter, Madison Blake. Strangers that day. That fate stitched a seam in a quiet, sure way. Our hands touched over coffee. A laugh sealed the thread. And under that lamplight, a promise was said. I'll stand by your side when your wedding bells chime. And you'll stand by mine, through the years and through time. No matter the secret, no matter the cost, we'll guard it together, so nothing is lost. We lived in a town where the rules still ran deep, where whispers were dangers you tried hard to keep. Parents called often, their voices so sure. That good girls stayed proper, their hearts kept demure. But then came the boys, two shadows, two flames. Ryan with laughter, Caleb with games, of glances and silences, words left unsaid, eyes that could pull you straight out of your head. At first, we were four in the daylight's soft frame, but at night we were lovers who dared play the game. We met by the lake, in the dark of the trees, in the hush of the moon and the breath of the breeze. We shared all the stories, each flutter, each smile, each brush of a hand that made hearts run a mile. We were mirrors for longing, two souls intertwined, two rebels in secret, our lives half designed. One summer night, under skies painted gold, we kissed, both of us, separate stories yet told. Ryan's lips tasted like daring and fire. Caleb's was slow with a lingering desire. We whispered the details in dorm room embrace. Half giggles, half wonder in our sacred space. But once you've kissed once, the world tips its hand. And soon we crossed lines we had never once planned. For me, it was Ryan, in his old dusty Jeep, where the night air was heavy, the silence too deep. For her, it was Caleb, blinds drawn to the day, where the scent of his skin wouldn't quite drift away. We spoke of it softly, no need to explain. We knew what we'd done, and we'd do it again. But then came the change, too silent to see. The missed mark on the calendar, 1, 2, then 3. She bought the small test in the pharmacy aisle. Her hands cold and shaking, her walk slow, her smile now gone, replaced by a tremor of fear. The kind that says everything changes from here. It was midnight when she came, her voice barely there. I'm pregnant. I could do nothing but stare. She shook as she spoke. They can never find out. I can't face my parents, the shame and the doubt. So I held that great secret, as heavy as stone. And she walked through the weeks like a ghost half alone. The boys still came calling, but things were askew. She left early each night, made excuses I knew. Ryan felt distance but didn't press much. His love was warm, steady, his hand a soft touch. But Caleb, the father, still lived unaware, until one rain-soaked night she told him right there. She came to my door with her hair wet and wild, her voice just a whisper, a break in the child. He stared, then he said it's not even his care, that it might not be his, that it's mine to bear. The words were a wound that I wanted to mend, but she begged me to leave it, to not play pretend. And so, we grew smaller. The 4 now were 2. And I stayed with Ryan, though my heart split in two. Winter moved in with its cold, sharp demands. And she told me one night, coffee warm in our hands, I can't raise a baby, not now, not like this. I'm scared of the future, of what I might miss. I swore, whatever you choose, I will stay. I'll stand with you, Maddie, come what may. Before break began, I convinced her to go to the lake one last time in the hush of the snow. Do you ever wish we could just go back? Every day, she replied, in a voice thin with cracks. We stood there in silence, the dock iced and bare, breathing in memories caught in the air. And when school resumed, her side of the room lay empty, her scent fading into the gloom. She'd gone to her aunt's, far away from the fight. Our calls in the dark were my one thread of light. Ryan and I crumbled, the gap far too wide, and Caleb's shadow slipped out of my life. 4 years would pass before I'd see her face. In a grey March cafe, in a familiar place. Her hair had grown shorter. Her smile was still true. But her eyes held a depth I had never once knew. We talked about cities, about old friends we missed. We danced round the secret until she said this. I kept it. A girl, Lily's her name. She's 3 now, Em. She's my whole heart, my flame. My eyes stung with tears as I took her hand tight. Why didn't you call me that very first night? Because, she said softly, I had to be strong. I had to find me before bringing you along. We walked through the campus, the years folding in, past dorms and old corners where love had once been. The lot where Ryan's Jeep had forever been parked. The steps where Caleb had waited till dark. The lake lay before us, its ice now set free, rippling under the touch of a spring breeze. We kept our promise, she murmured, eyes wet. Always, I whispered. I'll never forget. At the street where our paths had to split once again, she hugged me like you hug the rarest of friends. If you ever get married, I'll still stand with pride. Your maid of honor, right there by your side. Deal, I replied, and I meant it in full. For some ties are stitched with an unbreakable pull. And as she walked off, her figure turned small. I knew what I'd known in the heartbeat of it all. Love stories fade in the shifting of years, but the pact we had made outlives all the tears.